If you are still using a single shared Wi-Fi password for your entire house, your network is so vulnerable. If one device gets compromised or you give that password to a neighbor, they have the keys to everything. Corporate offices do this. For example, they use WPA3 Enterprise, and each user has their own unique username and password. And the awesome thing is, if you want to kick someone off, you just disable their account and you don't have to change the Wi-Fi password on every thermostat, TV, and IoT device. Usually you need a loud, expensive server to run the software that handles this called FreeRadius, but today I'm going to show you how to do that on a Raspberry Pi and get the same enterprise-grade security on a $35 Raspberry Pi. So let's go set this up right now and you can secure your network today. And before we begin, I do want to mention that I do offer IT consulting, so if you need further help with this setup or if you want to do something similar with FreeRadius, please reach out at my email address. It's linked in the description below, or my website, or however you want to contact me. All kinds of forms of contact, so reach out and I can help you out with whatever you guys need help with. FreeRadius is an awesome radius software that allows you to do network authentication for things like Wi-Fi, Ethernet, etc. And FreeRadius can actually run on a Raspberry Pi. So I'm going to show you guys that in this exact video. Let's begin over here with the Raspberry Pi imager. Alright, so we are here in the Raspberry Pi imager, and we have a Raspberry Pi 4 with 2 gigs of RAM. So we're going to proceed with the installation here. We are going to use the Raspberry Pi OS Lite. It's going to be the 64-bit version. We're going to do the Lite version because we don't need all the additional packages, and we're going to do the 64-bit version because it's going to be a little bit faster for a device like this. We're going to click on Next and select our storage. We are going to select our host name that we want for this device, so we can say FreeRadius server, and we'll click on Next, and we're going to select our capital, city, time zone, all that kind of stuff. And then we're going to enter in our username and stuff, so let's say Beam Networks. And we'll enter in our password that we want to include. Click on Next, and we are just going to skip the Wi-Fi section. You do not have to skip this, but I will be using Ethernet instead. Password authentication, totally fine. Don't know what Raspberry Pi Connect is. Let's click on Write, and we're going to image the Pi. So that's basically all you have to do. You have to download the Raspberry Pi imager, do all of the things you need to do on there, all the steps to install it, and then this thing is going to be ready to go, and we can proceed with the installation. Now, while that Pi is booting up, if you want to sharpen the logic behind the tech that we're configuring today, you should check out today's video sponsor, Brilliant. Brilliant is transforming how you learn by replacing boring lectures with active and visual problem solving. I've been using their algorithmic thinking course lately, and what I love about it is how it guides you through those aha moments where complex logic finally makes sense. Brilliant helps you reach those serious learning goals by using their tool called personalized learning. It starts you at the right level and helps you advance at your own pace, and it's perfect for unleashing that problem solver potential that you already have. To learn for free for 30 full days, go to brilliant.org/beamnetworks, scan the QR code on the screen, or go and click on the link in the video description. You'll also get 20% off of an annual premium subscription. Now let's get back to the video and SSH into this Raspberry Pi and get FreeRadius installed. Okay, so now that our Pi is now ready to go, we are going to SSH into it. And for those of you who don't know what an SSH connection is, I'll make this bigger so I can show you. So we can literally just write a command in your terminal, command prompt, command line, whatever you want to call it. You literally just run this command on your computer. You'll say SSH, your username, and then the IP address of your FreeRadius server, or the Pi in this case. So that's just kind of how you connect, and then you enter in the password that you created earlier. And again, I do want to mention before we continue, I do have written documentation available on my website. You don't have to create an account or anything. Just click on the link down below, and you guys can read through all the steps we're going to go through in this video. It's a lot easier than looking at this video and copying the commands, so I highly recommend you check out the documentation. We are going to just run the update commands, so sudo apt update and sudo apt upgrade to get this installed, which standard updates that we'll do. And then once that's done, we can continue with the installation. Okay, and the next thing we're going to do is run the apt install commands. So we're going to install all of these packages, just most notably PHP, FreeRadius, and as well as our SQL server. So we'll install all of those. And then basically it's just a matter of turning on our web server and turning on FreeRadius as soon as that is done. So at this point, because that's done, we have everything we need basically installed. Now it's just time to go through and configure everything that we have to do next. We're going to set up the web server, we're going to set up FreeRadius, as well as our database that's going to run all of that together. Okay, and with that being said, we're going to paste in these two commands. And now that those commands are done, we're going to paste this command in, which is going to do the installation of our database. And basically, we're just going to set some basic settings on here, and we're just going to leave none for blank. We're not going to switch to socket authentication, and we are going to change the root password, and this is going to be something secure that we need to remember. So I'm going to open up my password manager right now and do something extremely secure. This is our database password. You don't want this to get out there, because if someone has your database password, of course, they're going to be able to access everything. And now if we proceed and we can go back here, we are going to remove anonymous users, and yes, we're going to not allow login remotely. We're going to remove the test database as well as reloading the privilege tables. So now that that is done, we can log into our database again using the same password that we have just entered in, and we can proceed with creating our database. So that was essentially the server for the database. Now we're going to log in and actually use the database. So we're going to create a database here called Radius, and we're going to also again create a user identified by your safe password. You will definitely need to switch this to something secure. Again, if somebody has that password, they're going to be able to do whatever they want. So we want to make sure that is secure. We're going to flush our privileges, and then we'll quit the session right here. Okay, so that is basically the database configuration. Now we need to proceed and link our schemas together. So essentially we need to go through FreeRadius and enable our plugin that is going to allow us to connect the database to the plugin. So we need to again enter in our password here, save, and then now we need to go back into FreeRadius and we're going to edit a few files to get everything in order for what we need to do. So the first thing is we're going to find the dialect, which is basically, if we go down here, I'm using Control W on my keyboard to look for this. We're going to change this to MySQL, and then going down, we're going to look up this RLM SQL null, which is actually right down here. Comment this line out and then uncomment the line below it, which is going to basically switch the driver we're using for the database. Next, we're going to look for read clients, which is actually commented out, so we need to turn that on, as well as our client table, which is NAS, which is okay. We don't need to change that. And then now we need to go into the TLS section, specifically within MySQL right here, and we're actually going to comment out everything in here because we don't need it. This commenting is very horrible, but again, we're going to go through and just comment all that stuff out because it's not something that we need to have in there. And actually, before we close out of this file, we need to go and look for our database config. So you'll see right here, we need to uncomment these lines. I'm going to go through and uncomment all of these. And then we're going to fill in the credentials we have created already. So in my case, my password is actually your safe password. Again, I hope you change your password. Our port is going to be 3306. That is a standard SQL port. Our login is Radius, and our server is localhost. All of this stuff is pretty straightforward. And now that that is done, we can close out of our file. You're going to do Control X on the keyboard, let go of Control and let go of X. Click on Y, and then click Enter on your keyboard to save that file. So now that that is done, we're going to go through and change our groups and restart FreeRadius. And now we can do the phpMyadmin installation. I figured we can throw this in here as well. And let's install this. So this is going to be a super easy way to manage our database. FreeRadius does a great job of not being very transparent with the user. You can run FreeRadius commands, don't get me wrong, I do know that, but I believe that phpMyadmin makes this a lot easier to see actually what's going on the back end of your database. So we are going to install that right here. Okay, so now it's saying the must have a database installed. You should use database common. Yes, we are going to be doing this, as well as the root password, which we do need to enter in here. I will paste my root password in, click on OK, confirm that password, and we should be good to go. You always want to use that root password when you can. So at this point, what we can do now is we can run these commands. So we can say sudo systemctl enable --now FreeRadius, and this is going to turn on our FreeRadius server and enable it to turn on the next boot of our Pi. We can also run sudo systemctl status FreeRadius, and that's going to tell us the status of FreeRadius. So you'll see it's compiling, it's ready to go, it's all looking good. You'll see it's active and it's running. So everything looks good with FreeRadius. And at this point, we are going to turn this over to my older video because I feel like I'm going to explain it better than I will in this video on how to actually use FreeRadius. If you guys are curious on how to use FreeRadius, please check out that video. It will go into a little bit more detail than I have time to go in today. So check that out. I'll link it in the description below. Make sure to subscribe and like the videos if this is something you like. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you all in the next video.